Hey everybody, I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to the original My Kind of Country show right here on mkocradio.com. I'm very excited this weekend, Michigan folks. We've got a great concert coming up here Friday night, June the 23rd at 7 p.m. at the St. Joseph High School in St. Joseph, Michigan, and Saturday, June the 24th at 7 o'clock at the Clare County Sheriff's Association's benefit at the Clare High School. And we talked to Carl Acuff Jr. just a little bit ago, and you're going to see him and his fantastic band do a fantastic show for you. And then right after that, you're going to see this fantastic lady come out and just blow you away. We got to see her a couple years ago, and she puts on a wonderful show. 22 top 40 hits, 11 top 10s, 3 number ones. It's my pleasure to welcome Jeannie Kendall to My Kind of Country. Jeannie, how are you tonight?
Hi, great. Good to be here.
Well, it's great to have you back on the show again. We sure are looking forward to seeing you this weekend.
Well, we're always looking forward to coming up your all's way because you love a lot of country music, and there's a lot of wonderful fans thanks to you guys playing our records up there.
Well, we're happy to do it, but I'll tell you what, we wouldn't be doing it if we didn't have the listeners, and they're tuning in, so we're going to keep playing
That's great. I appreciate them.
You guys have played quite a few Michigan shows here recently. That's fantastic. I'm kind of behind the ball here. I needed to get this done sooner.
Yeah, we have. The Wolverine Company, Productions, I've worked with them. My dad and I worked with them for years, too, and so they've just been so wonderful to us, and they do just a great job of putting the shows on and everything, and we just really enjoy working with them.
They do, and we are one of the sponsors for a lot of their shows, and we're very happy to support that because it's for a good cause. It's for the sheriff's associations and the firemen's, and they just they do a great thing every year. They've been doing this for years. Yep.
Yeah, and I get to meet a lot of those people too, which are great people that we really appreciate. They're kind of our unsung heroes sometimes, but they do a wonderful job all over the country.
You're absolutely right. Jeannie, tell me how you and Carl got together.
Well, actually, my husband and I worked with Carl with another group before. Actually, I just kind of set in. My husband worked with him, but I'd go every once in a while and set in, and so that's how we knew Carl. But then my husband passed away about just a little over 5 years ago, and so I kind of have been gradually getting started back in, a little bit through the years here, and but Carl actually booked me at, he was doing a theater in Mountain View. He had his own theater over there, and so he actually booked me in, and so his band backed us and everything, and so, it worked out real good, and we enjoyed working together, and so then some other things came up. Before you know it, we got booked together more and more, and before you know it, we were pretty much exclusively booking together, so he's just a really great guy, and he's got a real sweet wife and a wonderful little family, and so he's as you know, he's a fantastic entertainer, and the whole band is great, and they're just wonderful to travel with and everything. So we just have a good time playing, and so that's really why I enjoy going out and playing and seeing the fans. As long as they keep coming out there, I guess I'll keep going.
Well, I have no doubt that that's going to happen. And folks, again, you can visit carlacuffjr.com. That's the website, and there's all the dates listed there. And then also, Jeannie, you have your own website, jeanniekendall.net, and all your information is listed there too, and folks can read all about it right there and stay in touch with you. So that's fantastic. I want to just ask you quick about it. I'm sure everybody's asked you about all of your hit songs and everything, but Thank God for the Radio is kind of a favorite here for obvious reasons, and I'd like to ask the story behind that song.
Well, Thank God for the Radio, actually, we were pitched that song, and we had a different producer at the time, and he didn't really like the song. But Daddy and I really liked the song, and Daddy just said, hey, we're going to do this song. he said, we got to do this because I really love the song. And so anyway, we did, and after that the producer said, yeah. He said, I see why you're doing it. He said, I understand now, because he liked it after it was done. He didn't realize it before, so that's really how we ended up doing it, mainly because Daddy was just very definite about it. The minute we heard it, we was going to do it.
Well, he certainly knew a hit song that went all the way to #1 for you.
He was pretty good at that. That was one of his things that he did. He would, go downtown and listen to songs in Nashville, and he had a lot of friends that were writers and such, and he was real good at doing that. And then he'd show them to me, and I'd listen to him, and then we got together and picked out stuff. But he was always very, very good. He liked the actual business of the music business, which was great because I was more the person just liked to go sing, and I enjoyed doing it and enjoyed recording and enjoyed shows, but I didn't really like the business part as much, so it's kind of a perfect combo.
Man, I guess so. I've often said, I quote Van Morrison, he said, music is for the soul, the music business is not.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. But, some people just enjoy that part of it also, and that's good if that's their gift, you just got to go where your gift is.
Absolutely. Well, you guys have done some great cover songs, too, and one of the ones that we play quite often is Leaving on a Jet Plane.
Yeah, and Leaving on a Jet Plane, that was when we were living in St. Louis, Missouri, and that was where I was born. It's actually where my daddy was born, too, but he was raised in Arkansas. But anyway, we didn't have a lot of access to a lot of material, and I liked a lot of that kind of music, I was young and everything, and I always liked that song, and I liked it even before it was out otherwise. And so I said, well, we just kind of made a country version of it, and Pete Drake liked it, and it all worked out, and that was our first chart record that we had. And so that song kind of caused us to go ahead and move on down to Nashville. So because we thought, well, either we got to get all the way in it or forget it, because you can't be halfway in it and half out of it. So that's what we did. My dad had a barber shop, and my mom had a beauty shop, and they were, two different centers there, and they were doing well, and of course we had a home and everything, and they just sold it all, and Daddy said, I'm going to sell it all, because if I don't, and it's here, he said, if things get rough, we might come back to it. So he was committed,
That's great. Well, the songs came for you, and that made a huge difference. You just had one right after another, and of course, you had the harmony. There's nothing better than family harmony, and it blended so well.
Yeah. Daddy was just a wonderful natural harmony singer, and he just loved to do it. He had so much joy in singing, and so it was always. Of course, he sang when he was young, and sang with his brother, before I was ever born, and so that was always, his joy to sing like that. And so he sung harmony with his brother and also sung lead. He did kind of switched off on that. And so he loved to do that. And I always said, well, the reason we were a group is because he didn't have anybody to sing with. So so there I was, and I liked it. From the beginning, I liked to sing.
Did your dad have an affinity for bluegrass music? He had such a beautiful high tenor voice. Did he like bluegrass?
Oh yeah, he liked bluegrass and such. And they, and my dad and his brother sung some stuff like that, and some Louvin Brother type music and bluegrass style. And his brother played mandolin, and of course he played guitar. And so yeah, they enjoyed a lot of that.
There's you have a solo album, and I assume you'll have it available at your concert, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it has a couple of duets with your dad on there, and then there's Timeless and True Love with Alan Jackson, and Smoky Lonesome. That is such a beautiful song, one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. It's a sad song, but it's they wrote it for me, and I just I enjoy singing it. It's a very emotional song.
It's beautiful. I love it, and I encourage folks to pick that up. It's just simply titled Jeannie Kendall, and it's a beautiful album. And again, JeannieKendall.net, CarlAcuffJr.com, and of course you can get your tickets at WolverineProductions.org. We will put all that information on our Facebook page for the concerts this weekend. Jeannie, I've got an album of yours, of your dad's, that it kind of slipped under my radar, and I picked it up not too long ago, and I've ended up playing a whole bunch of songs off of it, and the album's called Make a Dance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Yeah, that's one of the later albums that we had, and I thought it had a lot of good songs on it. We enjoyed making that, and it was on a smaller label and such, and it kind of didn't get promoted very much, but we really enjoyed making it.
It's a great album. I've played, They Don't Make Them Like They Used To, and Who'll Be the Lonely One, and of course Make a Dance, and Forever on Your Mind. That's a great song too. I mean, it's a good album.
Yeah, They Don't Make Them Like They Used To. We always really liked that song. That was kind of one of our favorites on there. I'm not doing it currently on the show. There's so many things that kind of get lost in the shuffle, but that's a good idea. I might start doing that one again.
Yeah, it's a great song.
You reminded me of it.
And I hope, I think it's still available online. And again, folks, I encourage you to go find it. It's called Make a Dance. And we play a lot of the songs. It's just a great album. I was really glad that I came across it. Which brings me to the next question. How do you choose what songs you do in your concerts? It's got to be hard with all the hits you've had.
Well, I don't know. You do some for a while, for several years, and then before you know it, a lot of times things change because players change and different things changes, and you just say, well, let's do this one or let's do that one, and so I don't know. And sometimes it's a calculated. You want to change your show, It's just whatever you feel comfortable with, It's
sure.
Every once in a while, yeah, we've got plans of bringing some new ones in, and but you got to have. Sometimes it's hard to find time for rehearsal with your band because they're pretty busy, and Carl and the band, they go out and play a whole lot more than I do. I don't do all of their dates. They do, so they're pretty busy. So sometimes it's hard to add a lot of new things because of that.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I'm sure you're going to do Thank God for the Radio. I hope anyway.
Yes.
Right? And of course, Sweet Desire and Heaven's Just a Sin Away. I don't think they'd let you off the stage unless you did those, right?
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh Steelers, that's another one too.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's one of our most requested ones also.
That's great. Now, Jeannie, where do you live now?
Actually, I live about 20 minutes south of Branson, Missouri. I'm just kind of barely in Arkansas.
Oh, okay. Is that close to where you grew up?
No, actually, my mom and dad and me and my husband Mac, we moved up here actually that we were going to do some shows up in Branson, but then unfortunately, Daddy, passed away, and it wasn't it was unexpected, and so then we ended up here. But I couldn't think of a better place to be because I love the people around here, and I just really enjoy living here. And so it's me and my mom, and I don't have any sisters or brothers or anything. So I've got a lot of friends that are kind of like sisters and brothers around here because they're just really great to me in this town.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that, and I'm glad you're with your mom too. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to having you up here, and I want to thank you for taking time to be on the show, and it's just a pleasure as always, and I can guarantee you that your music gets so much airplay on our show, and we'll continue to do so. And folks, again, I want to remind you to go to WolverineProductions.org. You can get your tickets for Friday night, June 23rd at 7 o'clock at the St. Joseph High School in St. Joseph, Michigan, and Saturday the 24th at 7 o'clock at the Clare High School in Clare, Michigan. That's for the Clare County Sheriff's Association. And be sure to come and find me. I'll be there, and come and say hi, and I hope that you're listening to my kind of country. Jeannie, do you have any upcoming plans to do any recording or anything?
Well, I don't know yet. My producer, longtime producer, a lot of the hits that you've been talking about, great producer and friend, unfortunately he passed away, and so I am kind of trying to get things together and figure out what I want to do. Nowadays the music industry has changed so much. It may be something that ends up out on the internet or whatever. I'm not really sure what I want to pursue quite yet, but I'm thinking about material, and it's in my mind. So hopefully it'll all come together.
Well, that's great. Well, anytime you have anything coming out, I hope you'll let us know because we'll be happy to get it on the air for you.
Sure will.
Well, Jeannie, look forward to seeing you Saturday night. And folks, again, JeannieKendall.net, CarlAcuffJr.com. Please go see this fantastic show. It's called Rekindle. The Kendalls Rekindled. I love that title. That's great.
Yeah, Carl came up with that. I said, that's great. That's perfect.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you, especially my daughter. She just can't hardly wait. So we'll see you Saturday night, and safe travels. And Jeannie, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you. Sure appreciate it.